Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm here to do September book haul. Classes started, so I'm a master's student now, and that means I don't have as much literary mandatory reading, but I do have a lot of reading to do. That being said, I'm still quite in the beginning, so I'm trying to read. My biggest problem right now is that I keep wanting to buy books because I finally can read whatever I want, and at the same time I cannot even pick up a book. I am in the biggest reading slump. I read 7 books during the booktubeathon, which I have a video for you guys. I think it will be up before this one. And then I haven't read almost anything. But that doesn't matter today, because today I'm here to do a September book haul. Of course, September is a month in which a lot of good books come out. That being said, I didn't buy almost any new release, and only one, and that is a Portuguese one. So I will start with the books I did buy during a sale on Book Depository. These are books that I've wanted to pick up for a long time, and I finally decided to get around to buying them in physical format. So the first one is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. She is the author of Everything Everything, which is a YA book, as this one is as well, which has been adapted into a movie, and it's about this girl that's allergic to everything, and so she's stuck at home. This one is a very different story, but it does have a diverse cast. It's been adapted right now into a movie, I think, as well. The cover is beautiful. I remember when it came out, everyone was talking about how much production and how much work it was put into building this cover, which is actually physically done and not just on computer, and I love it. It's beautiful. So The Sun Is Also a Star is a story about Natasha and Daniel. They meet in the day she's about to being deported to Jamaica. It's a story about them two meeting, and they kind of get to know each other, and I think we get to know each of them while they meet each other. I have heard that it's kind of a instant love situation, but I've read the statistical probability of love at first sight or something like that, and I did enjoy that one, so I'm not against the insta-love scenario. I'm really looking forward to reading this book. I think it's very poignant today, and I think it's gonna be really, really cute as well. This was on my wishlist for like literally a year and more, and I'm so happy to have it on my hands. Yes, I really, really want to read it. That being said, the next book is a book that I've already read. So sometimes I buy books on ebook, especially contemporary YA, that I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna love. This one actually was because I couldn't find it. It was a new release at the time, and I really wanted to read it. I actually read it as part of my booktubeathon read 2 years ago, so 2016. It was one of my 7 books that I read on that week, and I completed the challenge. So I read this book in like less than a day. I really, really enjoyed it. It's a really good book. I think it portrays its topic matter very, very well and faithfully and in a very careful way, and I talk from experience. And it's Sophie Kinzella's Finding Audrey. Now this is Sophie Kinzella's first YA book. I now know that she has 2 at least children's books out, and also she's well known, at least in this channel, for contemporary adult novels, which I love. Finding Audrey is about this girl, Audrey, who has severe anxiety due to a bullying accident that happened with her. And it's beautiful, and I love it so much, and I just want to have it, I wanted to have it in physical form, and I finally found it and ordered it, and I'm really, really happy that I have this book in my hands, and that I can lend it to friends and pass the message around. And yeah, I would highly recommend if you want to read something about anxiety in a lighter way. And also, Sophie Kinzella is a very good author, especially dealing with feelings and stuff. And I mean, I really, really love this book, so I just couldn't help but buy it. The new one is actually a kind of newer release. So the next book is Little Fires Everywhere from Celeste Ng. Now, I've read Everything I Never Told You, and it was one of the most surprising things that happened to me. So I never read thrillers, I never read crime novels, I never read anything that has a lot of like suspense and mystery behind it. It's not very my cup of tea. That being said, Everything I've Never Told You. It's much more than that. It's a lot of character exploration and everything. And so when I've heard about this novel, I didn't even actually read the synopsis. I just picked it up. I just know that if it's anything like Everything I Never Told You in terms of depth of characters, development of characters, and you know, the mystery as well, then it's gonna be a marvelous, marvelous book. I also really love the cover. I think it's a very pretty book, and I really wanted to get my hands on it. Now we get to my more me section. It's a very Mariana choice, these last few books. So the next one is the last book that I was missing from my collection from this author. It's kind of her unfinished earlier works, and it's Jane Austen, of course. And it's Lady Susan, The Watsons, and Santon, which are 3 separate stories in this bind-up from Penguin Classics. These are 3 short stories from Jane Austen's career in a variety of styles. One is epistolary, the other one is a fragment, so I'm guessing it's not finished. And Sanditon, as we know, was unfinished, and she was writing it in the final months of her life. I'm obsessed with Jane Austen, as everyone knows. Everyone in my life knows, like real life, and this channel is clearly a testament to that. So I had this on my Book Depository wishlist since I have an account on Book Depository, which has been like over 3 years, and I finally just bought it because it was on sale, and why not? It's time. So the next book is by one of my favorite, I won't say authors, like comedians in Portugal. It's a Portuguese book, but please don't tune out. It's the most recent book by the author of one of my favorite books from this year. I read it in January. This is the new book. It's literally the newest release. I actually bought it online. It's like a pre-launch thing they did. And these are the texts he wrote to a newspaper in Brazil. So he's Portuguese, but he does go to Brazil a lot. He works a lot with language, which is fascinating to me as a language student. And this is his new book. So this is Ricardo Araújo Pereira's new book. This is Starfish Elijah, which in English it's To Be Alive Hurts. That's his kind of humor. It's very satiric and, you know, ironic. And this was these are his chronicles in Folha de São Paulo, which is a newspaper in Brazil, more specifically in the state of São Paulo, where I have lived, if you go back to my previous videos in the beginning of this channel. And so it's kind of my 2 worlds meeting, and I really, really wanted to read these chronicles. He only started writing for that journal after I came back home to Portugal, so I never kind of experienced his chronicles there while I was living there, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. And also, together with that, it came a little book that it's not possible to sell, so it only comes in this kind of order through the website, and you cannot get it anywhere else, and doesn't even have an ESPN code. And that is Thank You Football by Ricardo Araújo Pereira as well. And these are the special chronicles he did on that newspaper for the World Cup 2018. And you know, Ricardo Araújo Pereira, this writer, is well known in Portugal for being a fanatic of football, especially the national team and his football team, which is Benfica, which is also mine. So this is a very short little book, but I'm guessing it's gonna be really funny. It's gonna go a lot is gonna go over my head because I'm not like fluent in football, but that's fine. By the way, football is soccer for you Americans that are watching this. I'm Portuguese. Soccer is football for us, and yeah. And that's all. That's all the books I've bought. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if you've read any of these books, leave a comment down below. All my media links are also in the description box. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up or subscribe, and I will see you soon with a new video soon. Bye!